welcome to Not So Daft Minecraft. Quick video on how we get a farm down underground. It's not super complicated. In fact, I think if you simply look at what's behind me, you could do it yourself. But I shot this concurrent with some mining video, and let me give you some advice. Shoot one thing at a time. So I'm gonna have to dig through two different videos to split up this video, so it might get a bit confusing, but it's gonna be a basic build concerning some underground wheat farming, which you want to do if you want to breed cows because they eat the wheat. And then of course, here's my big melon, the cows themselves. And what we're doing here goes double for the rest of underground farming, which is pretty basic. You stay down here, you don't have to go upstairs. You do a bit of mining, you do a bit of cow slaughtering, you do a bit of cow feeding, or vice versa. Tend to your crops and so on. You can stay underground for long periods of time, and you don't have to worry about sleeping to avoid being assaulted by the phantom. So let's fly through this. It's not terribly complicated. I think the most difficult component is finding cows and getting them underground. Now let's see how it happened. All right, first things first, we dug a pit. It's 4 blocks high. That lets us be at the same level as our mining room, but the cows can't get away. You don't have gates to deal with. There's no worrying about a cow wandering out into the mining space. They're down in that pit. They stay down in that pit. Dig out was pretty basic. I used to use a slab for this, but you got to use a full block. Now the game doesn't recognize the slab as a good water shedding device. So we're going to need a button. And we need a dispenser. Dispenser requires a bow, so I always put my good bow away when I build this, just in case. Pick a spot for our button. About right here. Already looks like the there's our dispenser, mouth down. Okay. Try and find the middle passage here. There's the dispenser. Button's right there. Bastards. Okay. We need a sacrificial bucket. We put them in there. Okay. Alright, get a gate just there. And it'll keep the water there. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. So the game recognizes the air block between the switch and the gate as an active block, and it lets the signal, you know, move through. I don't know if it's a switch it picks up or what, but either way, it's annoying. Okay, let's put away this stuff. Don't know if I need to hoe land for melons. At this stage, I don't have a lot. I don't think I have any grass seed, so I'm just going to grow what I can grow, what I've found so far in chests. Can't hurt. It's always extra food. You plant melons like anything else, but they do need a piece of farmland. They grow from the seed and then land roughly on that strip I'm not doing any hoe work on. So they do need a spot to land on, basically. Otherwise, the water block in the center there is going to keep all of this farmland as farmland. And you see it's got different color phases it goes through, which tells you it's taking up water, so to speak. It's working is what that really means. Now, you probably noticed that under that block it doesn't look like there is any water. It's there. It's a bug. It's been a bug for a while, but you put the block over the water in the farmland there, and it just well, it looks like it's not there. So because of our frequent contact with skeletons, we've got quite a bit of bone, which we've used to make bone meal. So we can take the very few beets that we have and quickly grow them. So this will give us some pretty easy food source. We also use the beets there to get the melon stems to grow. You can't make it grow melons, but you can make the stems get bigger. We can do the same thing with potatoes or anything else, and then you pull the beet roots up. You not only get the beets, but you get back the seeds, and each time you get back a few more seeds. So, you know, lather, rinse, repeat, you just get more and more beets. They're not the best food source. Any of the meat that is cooked is far better than this, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, and we don't have our cows yet. We do have a melon over there. Look, one melon. Those are good. They're great for making potions for health later. You can eat them also. All right, now we'll put down some potatoes, and with the magic of bone meal, we'll bring them up to crop strength, because we have a little journey to do if we're going to go get cows. We might need some food.
Oh, suddenly potatoes are good enough for you. Wait, I see you're after enjoying that potato. Yep, bastard.
Alright, so quick zip through the territory we haven't explored before. Looking for a cow. There's a cow, but I want a pair. So I'm going to see if I can find another one. These berries are weird. They cause a little damage when you touch them, but I don't know what the deal is with them. We'll find out. Got a couple of chickens and hay. A village. Pretty cool. And, if I'm not mistaken, packed ice. Awesome. This will come in handy. So we have a village on the verge. So what ends up happening here is we have a quick look around. And we basically loot the place. I mean, don't fail to take advantage of villages because you have some highborn sense of entitlement that you have to find everything yourself. So I spent so much time here that we had to kick a villager out of his bed and stay the night. So another day of looting. Carrots and, you know, all sorts of good stuff. Why wouldn't you? It's here. But really, what I'm concerned about are cows, and I'm not seeing an awful lot of cows. Hell, most villages even have cows inside a pen somewhere. So where are we going to find a cow? There's more of those berries that cause damage.
We have a cow!
So we're going to go fast here, but I want you to follow. We found a cow. we are luring the cow. Now, the dynamics of how cows work seems to have changed. It changes a lot. Sometimes they'll follow you. You never have to look back, but you see me, I keep looking back. There he is. I got to go back and get the other one. You walk for a little bit, turn around, check on the cows. They're separated again. You have to go back and get them. I don't know what's going on. The food dynamics have changed a lot, and they've gone back and forth. From where, here's my steps we built earlier. From where, like 3 episodes ago, it's gone from where cows will follow you, or chickens, or whatever. If you have food in your hand, you can just sprint, and they're there. I love that. Not these two. I had to look back, pause, look back, pause, driving me crazy, and we still have yet to get them through the gates and into the house. And of course we have to remove all that stuff so we can do this, which is get them downstairs. Okay, so what follows is cow shoving. You keep the food in your hand. That means they will not wander away. You just bump them. Bump, get up, bump, and down they'll go. Believe it or not, they really don't seem to ride back up the water column. Just bump. Now I will say, and I did not do this, it's best to, it's best to block off the nether gate and the door to your mine. Here we got them fed, and they're bred. It's best to block off every door they could go through that you don't want them to go through, because they will go through it. Now, one of the bonuses we got when we visited and looted the village, grass. So we can start, I call it grass, it's wheat. So we can start planting the wheat and probably clearing the rest of these crops, because guess what? Not as important as the wheat. So we just have to clear these other crops, including, the melons, but you do get some seeds back, so it's not like you're completely abandoning melon growth. But just bump out all these potatoes, and again, obviously hold on to them. You never know what could happen. You could end up in a bad spot and you need food. So, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're gonna get the rest of the field ready for some more wheat and get our bone meal on. We'll just grow these guys up and put more down. That's kind of the gist of it. So we're ready to harvest this first batch. We'll let the water do its work and go collect and get back the seed. Of course, we also pick up the wheat at the same time. 17, not great, but put them back down on the fertile soils. Open up, co-combine, and we'll feed again. So we're all fed up and ready to harvest. There's the water on and off, and more product. How many seed this time? 24. So every time we do this, we get back a little bit more seed than we put down, and that's where the math starts to pay off. It sounds like a pyramid scheme. It might be. Nevertheless, it's fantastic. We just feed again. Now at this point, we're completely out of bone meal. So this is the last cheap harvest. We were at 24 seed. Where are we now? 41. That's nice. So you can see how it grows as you go, and you just replant. Okay, so what do we do with all this food? Well, we breed these cows, feed them, and then you feed the babies up. Okay, you just target the baby, feed, adult feed. Oops, scared that guy off. Feed, adult feed, and new babies. You increase the growth rate of the babies each time you feed them. It's 10%, so obviously feed them 10 times, you get an adult. It does burn through your product if you're afraid of how much wheat you have, or if wheat production is a problem. You know, you can always just go do something else and wait for them to grow up. But if you do have a lot of wheat, just feed up the babies and breed them. It doesn't get much more simple than that. And if you keep doing this, you'll eventually have more cows and you know what to do with. Okay, so we have a good crop of cattle. We've been feeding them up off of our wheat. I ran out of bone meal, and so I'm iffy on collecting. Should I collect? God, those cows are loud. I'm going to collect, because I think I'll get enough to plant a full field and do one more breed before we cull for food. By cull, I mean kill. That's fun. Okay, so we had enough to fill the field, which is good. You always want to feed your cattle before you kill your cattle. And the reason is simple. You have more cattle right now, so when you feed them, you get even more cattle. If you cull them and then breed them, you start with fewer potential candidates. Okay, let's harvest. Okay, that's enough. Here's a little trick. Feed the babies. Babies that aren't fed can despawn. Once you feed an animal, it will not despawn. So let's feed the babies. All right, so there you have the basics of an underground farm. We've got cattle. We've bred them up off of nothing but a few bits of grass / wheat that we had the fortune of having some bone from our skeleton spawner that's not yet set up, but we've been able to get a good deal of bone. That's helped us grow up the crop. The crop helped us grow up the cows. And that's the basics of an underground farm. Works for sheep, works for sugarcane, works for just about anything, almost, and every single thing, including netherwort. Works for netherwort too. So anyway, thank you for watching this spasmodic episode of Not So Daft Minecraft. I've been Gosub. You've been great. Exactly.